So we can see that lapply function is using data, comma function data into 2. So we can, if we see the column A, in that case, it is the output is 2, 6, 14, 24 and 18, which is nothing but whatever the values we have for A column is multiplied by 2. So mainly when we have the value for A is 1, it becomes 2. When the value is 3, it becomes 3 into 2, which is 6. 7 becomes 14 because 7 into 2 is 14. 12 into 2 becomes 24 and 9 into 2 becomes 18. So basically what is happening here, that for every column, the value is multiplied by 2. And that function, the function which we are calling in lapply is basically dealing with the data which we are passing as an argument, and that data is multiplied by 2. So you can see very easily that variable is just one. There is just one variable data which is holding 3 vectors. And now on all the 3 vectors, it is multiplied and it becomes so easy. We are using just one line command to multiply all the vectors by 2, and which becomes very easy in R. Had this problem been solved in C or C++, we would have taken loops. We would have done looping and then we would have done this kind of calculation. Now we will use lapply functions to perform operations on lists. So how can we apply operations on lists? That also we should know. First of all, we have created a list in this example. You can see over here that list is having stored in a variable x, where list is having a equals to 1, b equals to 1 colon 5 and c equals to 1 colon 10. So a equals to 1 means when I print x, a is 1, b is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, find the sum of each element in the list. Now, here you can see lapply and within brackets x comma sum. X comma sum means x is my data and sum is the operation which I'm applying. So, what I'm doing over here, you can see the sum of A is 1 because you know that the value of A was 1. The sum of B is 15 because the value of B was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So B is what? It is total of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So it comes 15. And likewise C was 1 till 10, which means total of 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 till 10. So it is a sum of first 10 natural numbers, which is 55. So you can see over here that I have used apply function and I have passed x, which is list type of variable, as a parameter, and then I'm applying the sum function. So it is so easy to apply with the help of lapply. I can apply the functions on the list data type. Now, next is find the mean of each element in the list. How can we go about it? Definitely, it is also with the same structure, same kind of logic. I use lapply within brackets x comma mean. So x is my variable which is storing the data, mean is the mean, and then I have A, 1, B is 3 and C is 5.5. So now you must be wondering that how come B is 3? Because mean is average. So average is 15 divided by 5 because 15 is the sum that we have seen in the previous example, and there were 5 elements in B which were ranging from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 elements were there. So 15 divided by 5. So your result is 3. And likewise, C is equal to 5.5 because it was 55 total. So 55 divided by 10. So it comes 5.5. Now we will see lapply function with some kind of multiples. So in this case, I want to return the results as a list. What will I do? I repeat the question that I want to multiply the value of each element by 5 and return it as a list. So how can I go about it? Just have a look on the screen. Here I'm using the lapply function and there I pass x, comma, function, and within function I pass x and x multiplied by 5. So you can see over here that the first output is 5. Why it is 5? Because A is 1. So 1 multiplied by 5. The second output is 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. So you can see over here that I'm multiplying every element of x and every element is multiplied. So here I'm using the function. Earlier I was using the sum and the mean, so I was getting either the total or the average. But now I'm using the function, and this function is performing a task, which means it is taking every element of the vector and multiplying that by 5. So x multiplied by 5, it becomes 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25. Likewise C. So here we get 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50. So you can see here that how nicely I am multiplying every number by 5 and printing the result as a list using sapply. Now we have seen the last function, which was lapply. Now we will see another variation of apply function, which is sapply. So we use the sapply function when we want to apply a function to each element of a list, vector or data frame and obtain a vector instead of a list as a result. So the idea is that I want to take a return as a vector data type and not a list. So the syntax is same, which is sapply within brackets x, which is the name of list, vector or data frame, and fun is the function, is the specific operation that I want to perform on the variable x. So mainly sapply is my function and my two parameters are x and fun. Let's have a look of this example and understand sapply function in R. So students, you can see over here that sapply function in R is quite a typical function which is used by everyone. But why it is so popular? Because it returns a vector. So in this example, we can see sapply BMI underscore DF, which is body mass index underscore DF. So this is probably a data frame. We can consider it as a data frame where I'm having the details of age, weight and height. So I want to know the mean, the average age, average weight and average height. So the above sapply function applies mean function to the columns of the data frame and the output will be in the form of a vector. So you can see that the result is age, weight, height, which is 40, 65 and 169. So you can see over here that the output over here is a vector. We can understand this very easily that when it is a list, it comes in the form, output comes in the form of a square bracket. But when it is a vector, it never comes in the form of a square bracket. So how quickly I have applied the data frame and the mean operation, and I have got the total of columns very easily. Let's take one more example of sapply function in R. Sapply function in R is a very typical function which can do variety of tasks. Now in this function, if we see the code, there is a variable random, and in this we have entered 4 words. This is random vector. So basically in the random variable there are 4 words. This is random vector. And now I apply with the help of sapply, I apply the function on random variable and I want to find out the number of characters, that how many characters are there in every word. So the above sapply function applies anchor function. So basically here the catch is that anchor function is there, which is counting number of characters present in every word in random. So you can see that the sapply function is using the variable random, which is the data frame, and it is calling the anchor function, which is counting the number of characters in a particular word. So you can see this is having 4, is has 2, random has 6 and vector has 6. So this is random vector. So there are 4 words and all the 4 words are returned with their length, or we can say number of characters. Let's have a look of some more examples and understand what all things can be done with the help of the family of apply functions. So let's create a data frame with 3 columns and 5 rows. Now this is a data frame where there are 3 vectors. You can see over here that there is a vector A, vector B and vector C. So we can see over here vector A is having a value 1, 3, 7, 12 and 9. Vector B is having a value 4, 4, 6, 7 and 8. And vector C is having a value 14, 15, 11, 10 and 6. Now you can see over here that the moment I print the data, because data is holding my data frame, I get the result in the form of a grid of rows and columns, where you can see there are 5 rows and 3 columns. I hope now you all are very comfortable with data frames and how to interpret the values of data frames. Now in this result, you can see that the 3 columns are A, B and C, and there are 5 rows where you can see the values are taken in such a way that the first element of the vector of A, B and C makes the first row. The second element of the vector A, B and C makes the second row, and so on and so forth. So you can see over here that how we are creating a list of values. Now, considering that data, I want to find the mean of each column and return results as a vector. So now you can see on the bottom right corner, you can see the data which is there for you all to understand. That is the data. And now I want the mean of each column, but I want to return the result as a vector. I want to result the mean of ABC in the form of a vector and not as a list. So what I'm doing, I'm applying sapply function, and in the sapply function, I use data, which is my first parameter, and then the mean function, data comma mean. So mean is calculated for data. And there you can see that the mean is 6.4, 5.8, 11.2. Likewise, let's have a look of the next question. Multiply values in each column by 2 and return results as a matrix. So here what we are doing? We are multiplying every value by 2. Every value by 2 means each and every value is multiplied by 2. So which value we are multiplying? Let's have a look. And we are returning a matrix also. So let's have a look of the original data which is there in the reverse video. So the first column A is having 1, 3, 7, 12 and 9. Now just have a look of the output on the left hand side where you can see A is having 2, 6, 12, 24 and 18. So you can see over here it is double the values of A column which was the original data. Likewise, you can compare the B values for the original data and the output on the left hand side. And likewise, you can compare the value of C column and the output on the left hand side. So you can see we have how nicely we have multiplied each and every value of the matrix very easily by 2 by just using the function data. And we have used function word and passing data and multiplying each and every element of data by 2. Let's have a look of sapply function to perform operations on lists. So now we have done the sapply on the matrix, and now here we want to do it on the lists. So we have a list which is A equals to 1, B equals to 1 to 5 and C equals to 1 to 10. You can see over here that the moment I type X and press enter, I get my output, which is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can see that we are very easily printing the output on the screen. Now I want to find the sum of each element in the list. So what will I do? I will use sapply X, which is my variable, comma sum. So sum is my function. And you can see A, B, C are having 1, 15 and 55. Likewise, I find the mean of each element in the list by using sapply function. I pass X as a value as my data and mean as the function. And I get the mean of the columns A, B and C. So you can see I'm getting mean so easily, which is 1, 3, 5.5. And the sum is 1, 15 and 55. So that is how I'm creating a list and I'm performing certain operations easily.